glad we can disagree on something. I think the Chargers. I think it'd be close, but I mean, and I'm not saying it'd be that close. I think it'd be like a 1.5 score game, but I think the Chargers win it comfortably.
When you are.
Oh, we're ready now?
Yeah.
Let's just lead into it. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Greater?
Yeah.
The worst you've ever felt?
No. I mean, listen, right now we're still number one in the Western Conference. We still have SGA. We've got Jalen Williams. Like, what are we, 26-2 right now? Like, I'm sorry, 24-2. I mean, I'm feeling great. Like, we got a nice lead. I've got some OKC gear on the way for Christmas. I'm pretty stoked. NASCAR's right around the corner.
You have some OKC gear on the way for Christmas, dude?
Yeah, me and my brother both realized both of our football teams this year decided not to show up. So we decided instead of a traditional Kansas City v. Dolphins swap, there's one team we've agreed on our entire life, and it was the OKC Thunder.
It's not possible for it to have been your entire life, but
what's that? Well,
the Thunder haven't been a team your whole life.
Sure. So what I mean by our entire life is like, the rest of our lives, we haven't agreed on anything. We've never agreed on the same NASCAR driver, the same football teams. I mean, if I was a baseball fan, I'd probably be a different team than he is on that as well.
You wouldn't just both be the Kansas City Royals?
No, he's actually a Nats fan, whereas I am if I was to pick, I'd probably go with Orioles or the Royals for that matter.
That's the Royals thing is random. I get
it's just the Kansas City aspect of it, being from Oklahoma, there's no major league team except for the Thunder. So I was just never into baseball, but the first ever game I went to was an Orioles game. So that's pretty cool. I guess.
How do you feel about the Thunder getting knocked out of the NBA Cup by the Spurs?
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
You know all about the mid-season tournament that the NBA started putting on 2 years ago.
Oh, is that a thing already?
It's been a thing.
I mean, that's already happened or happening? Or?
The championship game's already set. It's the Knicks and the Spurs. The Spurs beat the Thunder in the Western semifinal.
Hey, congrats to them. We're going to win the one that actually counts, but it's like the Buffalo Bills beating the Chiefs in the regular season. It just means nothing.
Well, there is a trophy for this. So
I
think there's a monetary incentive as well. I think if you win, you get $1 million.
Wow. Okay. Who won it last year?
Did the Thunder win it last year? I don't know. I can't remember who won. I remember the Lakers won it the first year because they won that and the championship.
Yeah, I only heard about it last year. I think last year was the first year I knew that was a thing. But I'm also a not bandwagon, but I'm what's a fair weather fan, I guess.
Yeah. It looks like the Bucks won it last year.
Sense.
Gigannis, Ted Makampito, and his squad.
Cool.
Yeah.
Listen, let's hop right into it the rest of the way. We did set this to be primarily an NFL, so to speak.
An NBA podcast. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's talk about the real stuff. So and if you want to take a minute to gather your thoughts, I will lead off with my actual pleasure in the Cincinnati Bengals losing, because I thought that they were going to win out and have a potential shot at the playoffs, and that was my biggest fear. And taking the loss now is just so, like, obviously I'm rooting for them to win the game. I want them to win the game, but it's one of those things where it's like after it's over, I can kind of rest easy. So I know that we're not going to have the worst draft pick we could possibly have. I know this is the best case scenario for getting Zach Taylor fired. And having the front office removed and having everything changed up. So I think that what played out on Sunday and how embarrassing it was on top of it to get shut out against a defense that's been struggling and a team that didn't seem like they knew their head from a hole in their ass is hopefully stokes the fires of change. Obviously it's very notable that we have one of the smallest coaching staffs, one of the smallest recruiting departments in the league, if not the smallest scouting departments in the league. And hopefully they fire everybody who's in there and they hire new people and more people. That's what I'm hoping. And I think that this was, like I said, this gives us the best chance to do that. Joe Burrow took a lot of it on himself. He's playing it coy, but we all know, Joey B, you meant to do it. You meant to play bad so that you could get Zach Taylor fired. We all want it. Dick Tobin, gotta go. Sorry, Duke Tobin. Yeah, I mean, it's not what I expected, but it is what I kind of wanted to happen. I think, moving forward, we got a clean house. I know Al Golden just got there, but his defense is terrible. He's got to go already. We need to refactor our defense. Our offensive line really showed how incompetent they were too this past week. I mean, Dylan Fairchild he let people go directly by him without getting touched multiple times in the game. Orlando Brown is just old, dude. He's just getting beat. Maybe he'll go somewhere else and be an all-pro, but we got to cut the cord on him too. Marius Mims, he got injured, but he still wasn't playing the best. It's just everybody's. We just have to refactor. I think that was kind of the lost part in these last couple of weeks since Joe Burrow's return. Is that like people stopped talking about how bad the offensive line was and started kind of like being like, oh, Joey B's got like the magic and the defense is playing better or whatever the last couple of weeks. But in reality, I mean, we didn't, improve on anything. We just got our stars back. This is what the team would have been all year had he not gotten injured. So it's one of those things where it's like, if he didn't get injured, like, yeah, maybe we win a couple more games. Maybe we're still in the hunt for the playoffs. But I think that we'd be singing the same songs about how the offensive line's dreadful and the defense can't stop anyone. So those two things, I mean, there's maybe like 4 or 5 players that I would keep on the defensive side of the ball. The rest of them, I mean, I know it's not feasible to actually cut everyone, but that's ideally my situation. But they got a lot of time to think about it. And, if I'm the Brown family, I don't even want to wait. Like, I'd like to see Zach Taylor get fired now. Let's let people know that this job's available. Now, I know that you might, if you're going to do it, you might want to time it with, maybe somebody getting eliminated from the playoffs or, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to step on any other team's toes. Like, I know a lot of people are talking about the, God, his name's escaping me, the Chargers defensive coordinator. What's his name? He looks like a child.
I literally heard it for probably the first time on Sunday, and I honestly don't know who the hell that is.
he's like a big draw. They're saying that he might go for the Michigan job as well.
Smart. We've discovered that you can go scam a bunch of people out of a lot of money.
Jesse Minter, that's his name.
Okay.
Jesse Minter.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So he seems to be like a big target that everybody's going for. He's a defensive coach, which I think we need. I mean, we've had our share of offensive coaching with Zach Taylor, and it has not worked out. So let's change up the mindset. I'd be all in on bringing in Jesse Minter. He's young. He's like one of those guys. He's been a coordinator now. This is one thing that we talked about is I don't like the idea of somebody going straight from, a position coach to being a head coach. I think that you should have to be at least a coordinator or a head coach in college for one season before you can be a head coach. But yeah, I mean, depending on what the best timing is, I can't wait to see Zach Taylor get fired. That's my hope.
Zach Taylor, I've probably asked this 1,000 times. He's offensive minded, correct?
Yeah, he was a quarterback's coach, and he's supposed to be. He does all the offensive play calling, which has been dreadful for the past 3 years.
Yeah, I think somebody like Chicago, right? Chicago's got a young quarterback they're developing. They've got young players on that team, and it's showing that having an offensive minded guy running the team when you have that is your base probably is a good idea. But when you have an established MVP caliber, potential Super Bowl winning quarterback and, established players to surround him with like Joe Burrow and T. Higgins, or somebody like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or, these top guys. Yes, they still need structure, and it shows, for some of these guys, they still need somebody out there really handling it. But with a defensive-minded guy, you give your best player, which is your quarterback, the best opportunity to actually win you the game and not constantly try to play from behind. We've seen it with Lamar Jackson constantly, especially against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have found ways to shut him down, and when he has to play from behind, he's just not the same caliber player. So I agree with you. I think, that guy's defense, and they don't have a ton of superstars over there. I mean, they've got Khalil Mack, and Chargers have always had a decent defensive minded set, but getting a guy like that would probably be fucking wonders for your team. And we've seen it happen with Atlanta.
Be hopeful for sure.
Robert Saleh, again, we got a defensive minded guy walking into a bunch of brand new offensive players. And I just don't think that worked out for him. I think it just depends on the situation, but yeah, I think that would be.
Listen, let's put it this way: the Bengals this season have 437 points against. They've allowed 437 points to be scored on them. The closest team to that is the Cowboys at 420, and then nobody else even cracks 400 in the entire league.
Yeah.
So
it's rough.
Getting outscored by 123 points. Points for 314, points against 437. That includes the shutout this week. So
Yet on the flip side, Kansas City has one of the higher points margins, higher than any of their Super Bowl runs that they've made, except for probably year one, and finishing with the same record. So it's just, it definitely says there's a lot of different changes, and it's got to be the right changes made on a lot of different sides of the ball.
For sure. So, that's kind of all I had to say about the Bengals. Do you want to talk about the Chiefs, or you want to go into some other stuff?
We can talk about them real quick.
Well, first of all, how do you feel about he has an ACL and LCL?
Yeah, it looks like he tore the ACL, LCL, got surgery on that. It's
he's already had the surgery.
Already had the surgery. 9-month rehab is what the expectation is. Week 1, getting out on the field.
I was going to say, should be. That actually lines up really nicely, honestly.
Yeah.
Like he'll be rehabbing.
Yeah. According to the media experts out there like Schefter and Rappaport, Rehab starts today. So I don't know what you could do that much post surgery, but expectation is probably miss OTAs, probably miss training camp, and then hopefully get ready from there. But it's going to get interesting, I think, to see what happens. Similar situation to you. I think these organizations are failing these quarterbacks in their prime. Now, you've had kind of ups and downs, misses on draft picks, stuff like that. It seems like, whereas, us, it is tough when in the last 9 years or 8 years, I think it's 8 years, would have been 9 this year. In the last 8 years, our best pick outside of trading up, obviously, our best pick that's handed to us is pick 29. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the best we could get because we're constantly we've been in the AFC Championship 8 straight years. So the best we could get, unless, it would be 29. Yeah. All right. I'm losing my fucking mind here.
You're making me kind of lose my mind.
Yeah. So the best we could get is 29. The worst we could get would be 32, right? We win the Super Bowl, pick 32. And a lot of our picks have been pick 32. There's been a couple trade ups. There was one big one 9 years ago or 10 years ago to trade up and get Patrick Mahomes. And the only other trade up we've ever done is for Xavier Worthy. Outside of that, we have extremely late round picks. And it's, I think we've been seeing it over the last couple of years, and I've been saying it, but how can you complain when you are winning? But over the last couple of years, we've seen a decimated offensive line, players that need to be added, whether it's a running back. Pacheco looked great his first year. And then after he got injured, he has not been the same. So we're bringing Kareem Hunt and he has this resurgence, but the guy's 33, 34 years old. I mean, he's getting up there. I don't think he might be like 32, but for a running back, in dog years, that's 75. So we haven't had our foot on the gas at all. And I think what just happened, especially with Mahomes in his prime, should tell the organization we have to make drastic changes in the way we do business. We should have paid the 3rd round pick for Breece Hall, even if it didn't work out this year. Maybe that's a solid guy for the next 2 years that we have in our pocket. Our receivers can't be fucking doing dumb shit in the offseason and missing 6 weeks because there was a nice first week resurgence of like, holy shit, the Chiefs are back. And then ever since then, there's been a drastic fall off because this guy missed so much fucking time. That often, the problem we have is 2 things, scheming and the receivers themselves. Either it's a scheme issue where our receivers can't get open because of the way it's ran, which there was a lot of that on Sunday where we had 3 guys literally in the same fucking spot. Those are your 3 targets. Who the fuck is Mahomes supposed to throw to? So what does he do? He takes off fucking running because the entire defense is on that side. And all the running, and it's been exciting to watch. You've talked about it multiple times. Dude's like truck sticking people. It's cool to watch, but he's not that kind of player. And because of all of that, look what happens. He has put strain on his body. He put strain on that knee and he tears his ACL. Now, obviously, we see this happen with many other players. Micah Parsons, it happened. That's a guy who's constantly, once again, in the trenches, fighting for his fucking life. The quarterback shouldn't be tearing an ACL like that. It's pretty rare for a quarterback to do that. I feel like I don't hear it much unless that quarterback's constantly getting fucking clobbered. Josh Allen's nearly untackable. Guess what he's never done? I don't even think he's ever had a fucking leg injury. Mahomes has had like 3 broken ankles or whatever the fuck's going on with his ankles constantly every year. He's every year in the Super Bowl, his foot and ankle are completely taped like he's an offensive lineman. I don't even know how he fucking moved with all the tape that he's ever had on those ankles, but I think putting him out there and him having, that dog mentality, I'm gonna coach up my boy because he played his ass off. He's quarterback like 3 on the year right now. That'll obviously go away over the next 3 weeks. For fantasy owners out there, I think he's like quarterback 6. He's been balling out. It's just on his own. He's been our leading rusher most games. You might as well put him as our leading receiver too, because he's doing all the work to make it happen. The receivers aren't doing it. And when you have lack of, accountability, it fucks you. I want Eric Bieniemy back or somebody like that. I want somebody to come in and say, this is how it's going to be done, or you're fucking out of here. It has to, Reed's not that kind of person. Reed, I think, can get angry, but I've never seen Reed angry to the point where I'm like, that's my fucking coach. Like the very, very clear defensive pass interference. I've said it multiple times. I could never be a head coach because I'm out there knocking every fucking referee on their ass, except for that one that's super jacked. I'm pretty sure he can take me. But everyone else, like there was a ref standing there with his eyes and was like, yep, incomplete. Like, buddy, there's no way you didn't see him wrap him up before the ball got there. Besides the point, I've always been a big proponent because everybody bitched last year so much that I think the NFL is scared to call calls on the Chiefs. And those people that were bitching, my thoughts, and they were the same with the Chiefs this year, outplay the referees, and we just couldn't do it. We couldn't get it done. It was pretty apparent very early on. The only hope I have at this moment is we're just following the GOAT trajectory, as you will. 8 seasons, 3 Super Bowls, tearing ACL. That is apparently what you need to do to become the GOAT in this league. We're seeing the second person who's on that same trajectory with better stats do it right now. So outside of that, OC's got to go. We need to get rid of quite a few contracts in any way possible. That includes Travis Kelce. I would love to see him play one more year and not go out like this. But if he doesn't retire, he has to take vet minimum or he needs to go. I love him. Again, stats are there. He's tied in 3 on the year. He's been great in fantasy for fantasy owners out there that want to bitch at 36 years old or however fucking old he is. So, like, there's been a lot of good positives, but there's been way too many negatives. And this is the most frustrating. Not because we didn't make it, because I've been through that my entire life as a Chiefs fan. And I've got to watch great players, but we never had a quarterback like this. And we're ruining his prime by not surrounding him by the players that he needs to be around. Defense, stout. They started off slow this year. They built it up. Once again, our point margin is off the charts for a team that is now 6-8. But our offense, who are supposed to be the overdogs or whatever, they're just not getting it done, except for 15. That's the only person getting it done, and it shouldn't be like that. And look at where it got us. We're now without our quarterback. Timetable says we might get him back right at week 1. Who knows? We could be without a quarterback first couple weeks of the year. And then as for the rest of the season, I want to see Gardner Minshew ball the fuck out and then throw an interception every single game to lose that game because we need those draft picks. I want a running back. Before it was offensive line, but to help out the offensive line, we need a run game. It'll help that offensive line immensely. And some of these guys have done great. I mean, we got fucking 4th and 5th stringers at our offensive line playing good football. It's just not enough because we don't have a run game. The defense is fully fucking aware. Just watch 15. That's all you need to do. Stop worrying about them running. We had a total of 60 yards, or it was like 30, 40 yards between our running backs, and I think that included receiving. And then Mahomes ran for like 60 fucking yards himself. So the only kind of hope I see, Andy Reid had a press conference. Of course, a lot of the questions were about Patrick Mahomes and his surgery, or what is going on, because this was before the surgery. He said, we're going to obviously play to win these last games because it is the NFL. This is what we do. And then we'll see who's left around next year, which in my eyes and hope is they've talked and they are planning on making major changes going into this offseason. Nagy needs to go. And you know what? I hope he gets a head coaching job somewhere. Get him the fuck out of here. He's got to go. He's not the guy. Put him back at quarterback's coach, but that's the best he is. That's the best he should ever be, as a quarterback's coach. Especially when you have an MVP like Mahomes, or if he wants to be quarterback coach for one of these other like top 8 quarterbacks in the league, go do that. You'll be fine. Outside of that, he should not be offensive coordinator. Meanwhile, Eric Bieniemy is turning a run game around in Chicago, and that team is on fire right now. So I I would like to have him back. 100%. And he looks tight as fuck right now. He's got this big ass gray beard he's growing. I'd like that. I'd like that accountability back on the team. These guys don't care. They're playing sluggish. Kelsey's trying, but you can't be dropping a fucking ball into another player's hands and losing a very pivotal game by doing that. He's the GOAT. He's first ballot Hall of Famer. I'd forever cherish the jersey I have of his, but we can't see this anymore. We can't see our top guys dropping the ball like that. Part of me hopes Tyreek Hill will be back next year. I don't know if he'll ever play football again though, but I'd like to have him back as just an option. Hollywood decided not to show up for, once again, an incredibly pivotal game for personal reasons.
And he just wasn't at the game.
He was not at the game. He was out for personal reasons.
That's crazy.
I hope.
How many times has he done that this season?
I think this is the only time. He might have done it one other time. Our starting left tackle did that for like 5 games straight. We couldn't get that sorted out, so that caused us to drop like 4 out of 5 of those games. And he came back and then he got to IR. But we're in the playoffs, and in saying this too and talking a lot of shit, because I mean they haven't given a reason. I really hope everything's fine with him and his family. And if that is the case, fuck him. Get him out of there. We're paying him like $5 million. We need that money. We're $30 million over in cap going into the offseason. Mahomes will need to be restructured. I think he's due for an extension. I guess there's a timetable for that because I heard those words being used, like he's eligible for an extension. So I guess they can just restructure his whole fucking deal. Maybe get rid of this 10-year contract that they have him on because now we owe him all that money. Kelsey's owed like 20 something million next year, which is why I'm saying, unless he wants to take a full on, hey, you own with Mahomes half of Kansas City, take the friendly deal or retire. Take your pick. A lot needs to be changed. And it is frustrating. If we made the playoffs and then we just couldn't get, even to the AFC Championship, but maybe win that first game, limp into the, divisional round, and then we lose. It sucks a lot less, but maybe that would be just enough to be like, look, we clearly got a lot of things wrong this year. This is going to help get there a lot quicker, but this team on paper should not be a 6-8 team right now. There's no shot. Other teams, I see the deficiencies that they have. It's been known, it's been known that the Bengals have been pretty fucking bad at defense. And just like us, you guys made 0 moves. You actually made it worse. 0 moves to correct that before the trade deadline. And we did the same. We made no moves this trade deadline. I don't know what we were thinking. We had one opportunity to fix a crucial part of our offense, and they made 0 effort. I mean, they said, no, we're not going to pay a third. When we paid a fucking third for 97-year-old DeAndre Hopkins. That makes no sense to me.
Ideally, let's say that you're the owner and you have all the owner's money and all that stuff. Who do you want? How are you fixing it?
I want Nagy out.
Let's do three things. So we'll stamp it on as a 3.
Nagy go, and just because
I don't know why I did this. This is not like I'm not signaling
Scott's honor
or anything like that.
Is that? Oh shit. Well,
I don't know, dude, but somebody will figure it out. But that's not what I'm doing.
I want Nagy gone. Damn, we both did. Right. That's crazy. Nagy gone, and I guess just because I keep saying it, Bieniemy back. If that 1 year and some retooling,
okay, we're counting that as one thing.
I agree. If that 1 year though doesn't work out and there was some retooling done, the offensive line was better, run game better, and we still just look mediocre, then sure.
I don't think it's feasible for you to get Bieniemy back. I don't think he's come. I think he's probably happy where he's at. So let's
he's somebody. A running backs coach right now for the Chicago Bears. You
all
tell me.
We'll
Next, we have to get a running back. That's a crucial part. We have to get a running back. And I would like for number 3, big splash in some sort of free agency in the offseason or trade.
So I'll tell you whose contracts are up. I have a free agency tracker in front of me for 2026.
What are we doing? Running backs? Because I've got either draft or sign a running back.
Yeah, so I'll give you who's available in free agency, and then
Okay.
you can say draft if you want to.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yep.
All right, so 27, almost 28 years old, Najee Harris.
Okay.
31-year-old Austin Eckler. Travis Etienne's contract is he's a free agent after the season. Javonte Williams is a free agent after the season. Rico Dowd was a free agent. Elijah Mitchell, Nick Chubb, Breece Hall. Did Breece Hall sign? No. So it's still Breece Hall. This is still accurate. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, J.K. Dobbins, Dare Agumbawale. Give me some credit for pronouncing that. Kenneth Gainwell, Jerome Ford, Travis Homer, Raheem Mostert, Kareem Hunt. I'm going to skip a bunch of people who you just say no to. What are we talking about right now? AJ Dillon, Alexander Madison, Rashad White, Brian Robinson, Hassan Haskins.
Yeah, no. So what we're looking at is Breece Hall on, I don't want to say friendly. He's a young guy looking for, I believe this is his first big contract. We can't be paying Saquon.
Pacheco's contract is up.
Yep, he's gone. Get him out of there. I don't want him. I want
Tyler Algier.
Algier's
available after this.
No, don't want him. I don't want any of these guys.
Chris Rodriguez Jr.
Breece Hall, I think, is the most dynamic out of all of those. And I think he is good in the run game as well as the pass game. Because that's the other issue that we have this year is...
You think he's better? You think he's been better? I think Breece Hall is a better running back than some of these guys, but as far as pass catcher, I mean, I think him and Travis Etienne are kind of on par with each other.
No, so I like Etienne. Sorry, I do like Etienne. The problem with Etienne is if Jaguars are smart, they're going to re-sign him. I see them making that deal happen, and that's why I'm not saying him. I think I'd probably.
What about Javonte Williams?
No. I mean, I think, I think Cowboys once again keep him because he's looked good for them this year. I've seen good things, but it's hard in some of these offenses. But the offense for Jets are so bad, yet Breece Hall is still, he's still doing something.
He still has that. I mean, he not still has that, but he has been injured though, and some of these guys have not.
If we can get him for a good price that makes him happy and us happy as far as cap space to be able to get other things taken care of, I'd consider Breece Hall. Other than that, hopefully there's something in the draft.
According to Sport Track, this website that I'm on, he is estimated at getting paid $10 million a year.
So that's too much. I would think that's too much.
It has him at 10.5 million a year. It has Kenneth Walker at $9 million a year. It has
Walker. I just don't know what he does for us in our pass game, but he is a big boy, but it's like signing a younger Kareem Hunt, I
think Kenneth Walker's Rico Dowdle, 7.8 million a year.
Breakout year, but is it enough to go after him?
Javonte is 6.6 million a year. Travis current market value is 6.5 million a year, so he's the best market value according to this. But other than that, you're looking at drafting somebody. You're not going to want J.K. Dobbins. He's had back-to-back injuries.
No, I don't want him. Gainwell has flashy plays, but can he be a consistent guy in the backfield? Probably not. And a lot of these other guys, I just don't trust. What I'd like is a solid veteran that we can get for a decent amount of money that's going to open up the run game, and then also start getting this rookie because I wanted to see more of him, and I look forward and hope that we see more of him going into these last 3 games with Brashard Smith. I don't know why we haven't been using him because he seems like that elite style. Not that he's going to be elite, but he looks like he can be that elusive running back that we can use both in passing and and running. The only fear that I have is I never saw him do any pass blocking. So if we put another back in the backfield strictly to pass block, it kind of tells everybody like, well, we know what the Chiefs are running right now. They're about to fucking pass the fucking ball. You know what I mean? So it depends on how you scheme things up, but I'd be looking at draft. And then the other splash I would like to make and preferably make the splash for somebody reliable where I would spend my most money would be at a left tackle position.
Let's see who is available. So Rasheed Walker of the Green Bay Packers is unrestricted after this year. He's the biggest name on the list. Apparently, he's a beast.
I'd like that.
He's 26 years old.
Love that. Because I like the left tackle we got. I mean, in his first year, he missed 4 or 5 games due to personal shit, which he was dealing with some stuff with his mother. I think his mother was ill. So like I kind of understand, but I don't know. We drafted him, and then if anything,
Cam Robinson also going to be available.
Yeah. So I mean, I'd like a guy that just can hold down the fort. I think a big issue with Mahomes, especially in this last game and what we've seen all season, not only with just him running and putting his body on the line, but some of these passes he's made, and he's made some great ones. But some of these other like kind of hurry up kind of throws and just like that doesn't look like Patrick Mahomes, I think is absolute unfaithfulness in this line. Like he doesn't trust it at all. And his job is to go out there and make the fucking plays like he always has. And the lack of faith in that line, I think, changed the way he played football this entire year. Again, if you look at stats, shit like that, he looked good. And he put the team on his fucking back, but I don't want my fucking 9th-year franchise quarterback doing that. I just don't. I want my 9th-year franchise quarterback getting the ball out of his fucking hands in a timely fashion and to the right players that get paid to take the hits, not him. Those are the big 3 things. OC, and then I want an OC that will, and this is why I think Bieniemy was kind of there. I don't think Bieniemy was going to tell, or somebody like-minded like him, I don't think he was going to tell Andy Reid no, but I think he would say, let's have a conversation about it, because I don't think this is the right thing that we should be running. And there was times where I'm pretty sure they had to flip play calls. Who's going to call it this week? Is it Reid or is it Bieniemy? But Bieniemy also on the flip side straight up told those players no. Like, hey, no, that ain't going to fucking work. We're not going to do this. Washington hated and ran him out of town because of it. I think Ron Rivera was too fucking soft over there. They kicked this guy out of the NFL. Went to college for a year. But the fact he came in and got our players ready for the AFC Championship 2 years ago when he was not a part of our organization anymore, told me everything I needed to know about what we lost when we lost Eric Bieniemy to the Commanders.
Stuff. All right. Well, I'll do mine. So my number one thing is to fire Zach Taylor as head coach. I'd like to see them bring in Jesse Minter, but just replace Zach Taylor. That's number one.
Would you, real quick before you continue, because I had thoughts if Andy Reid would retire or just be like, maybe this is, I don't think it's his time, but it could be, you know what I mean? So then my thoughts was similar to you. I want a good OC, and preferably somebody that's maybe been in the Andy Reid tree that wants to be OC of the team. And then to go with Spags, a defensive-minded guy. So we'll never have to really worry about playing from behind, and who's also one hell of a head coach. So where I'm getting at with this, forgetting what happened this year, because I think this year's been pretty abysmal, and the year before that, really, would you consider thinking about a defensive-minded guy, Belichick, as your head coach? If you had the power to be like, I'm the one hiring for this, Would that be a name you would consider if he was interested in coming back?
Yes. Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I would.
I think so. Well, why not? You can't do a 1 year prove it deal, but you know what you could do? These owners are rich as fuck. They're worth billions. Hire the guy and then pull a college move, saying, fuck you, you're out. You ruin an entire year, you're out. I'll pay your contract. Get the fuck off my fucking field.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
But I don't see him doing that, especially with Burrow or fucking Mahomes as his fucking quarterback. That's his Brady number 2. In either one of those, I got to rebuild and make sure that this team's the way it's supposed to fucking be.
Yeah, I mean, I would take Belichick.
And as long as he won't be GM too. I don't want him as a GM. I just want him as a head coach. That's it.
The real question is, would you take Gruden?
I like Gruden's thoughts. I liked what he's done over the years, except for Raiders, which, let me take that back. I love what he did to the Raiders because he was part of the absolute fucking, they've been pretty bad for years, but he was kind of the downfall of that entire fucking organization. And it has not recovered since Gruden was there. But he took a guy who looked like a kid from Toy Story and sometimes helped make him look like an absolute fucking football god. And that team had potential, not like the Chargers have potential. I think the Chargers have always had potential to be a great team. They're the ones that I thought would dethrone us. But yeah, I think so. And that's a guy that wants to come back. And I think he would come back. It scares me. Let me just say that. It scares me. Because I could see it going really good or really bad. There's not going to be an in-between.
Here's the thing is, I think he's a good fit for the Chiefs. I don't think he'd be good for the Bengals, but I think he'd be good for the Chiefs.
I think so as well. I want Andy Reid, but I need a fierce head coach. And I don't, or the coordinator's got to be fierce. Like, I love Spags. I saw nothing out of Spags that was like, Joe, these players are fucked. One of the angriest coaches I saw over the years that I don't want, I would take maybe as an OC, honestly, is Brian Daboll. I want a guy that should not be moving like him, but getting fucking angry like him and moving like him, saying, I'm not taking this shit. And he needs to be doing that to players. The only thing I don't want him doing is telling Mahomes, get out of that blue tent, get your ass back on the field. Can't be doing that. But outside of that, Daboll wouldn't be bad. Comes from the tree. He understands how that offense works. I consider it. Maybe the Eagles fire Dick Sirianni and we get him as an OC.
Not. But I fucking hate that guy.
I fucking hate him too, but he also comes from Andy Reid. So what can you do? Our ticker died again, but oh well.
Anyhow, so back on track here.
Yeah,
I would fire Zach Taylor.
Get him the fuck out of there. I agree with you 100% on that. That should be number 1 on the board.
I want him gone. Number 2 is we need a stout. I'm with you on left tackle. I like Cam Robinson.
Yeah,
I would also take
either one of those top 2 guys you named. I would take for sure.
I would also take potentially if there was let me look here. I'm looking at I would take a center too. One of the two. We need like just a stout O lineman. And I want to draft some more linemen, to be honest with you, but we'll save that. Tyler Linderbaum, he's up, but he's only 25. I doubt that the Ravens don't re-sign him.
Yeah, and
potentially.
Mutual coworker of ours, I'm pretty sure doesn't like that guy, and for somebody that's more boots on the ground and paying more attention to him, I think he was very upset at the draft of him because of his size. And then warmed up to him, but I don't think he's officially like, this is the guy. As where me, Creed Humphrey, there's no doubt. That's the only center in the league that I want right now.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And then, I mean, I'd like to see them. uh, we're losing a number of our defensive linemen. I'd like to say go secondary, but I'd rather draft corners and get like a solid interior defensive lineman or, edge rusher. I know Khalil Mack's contract is up. Joey Bosa's contract is up after this year. I don't know that I'm interested in either of those guys.
Two guys that are getting older. They're still great players, but they're not an Aaron Donald, like I could probably play till I'm 50 kind of player,
Khalil Mack's 35 years old, so I think he's out for me.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa, 30. I would take him, but I don't think he's big enough draw. Trey Hendrickson, he should be gone after this year. Hopefully they don't make the mistake of extending him anymore because we paid him $29 million this year to not play, which is great.
Which one is Joey? Is that Buffalo?
He's the one that was
San Francisco.
Yeah, that's Buffalo. That's the older one.
I'll tell you, I don't think he ever looked phenomenal on the Chargers. I thought he looked good. But his time in Buffalo has changed my absolute fucking mind on him because Nick was the better one there in San Francisco.
Nick still is the better one.
I agree with that, but Joey has looked different this year. And he's playing lights out. I don't know if that's because maybe he's due for this contract or what, but or maybe the change of pace being on Buffalo. But he looks different this year. I hated playing against him with Buffalo. Honestly, if Joey Bosa was on the field, that's a game we might win too. But he disrupted our entire fucking offense. Beat up offensive line, but nonetheless still disrupted the shit out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll take like an interior defensive lineman of some caliber. I don't see anybody on here that jumps off the page at me, but just sign somebody fucking good, dude. Like that's what I want. I want an interior defensive lineman, an offensive lineman, stout, proven, and I need a new coaching staff. And then we need to.
Yeah, I'll include staff in with your head coach because I agree with you. Your DC's got to go too, but I'll give you that as your one because that whole staff needs to be cleaned.
I mean. I don't know. I think that you have to toss around the idea of trading Higgins or trying to at least acquire some capital for Higgins. I love the guy as a player. I think he's phenomenal, but I think that we need to parlay that cap space into more than one player.
What do you think the issue is? Because initially they had him signed to a franchise tag, correct? And then they eventually made a contract with him. I imagine the franchise tag was for that purpose. Let's just lock him up. He's ours, but we need to seek options. And instead, they sunk a shit ton of money into him. Were the options not available? Did they actually shop him around? Do you know any of what happened there?
I don't think anybody was interested in renting him. I think that they wanted, like, if it would have been.
Because that's a guy I know was rumored heavily. Like Chiefs need to go get Higgins in the offseason.
I think that what it was is that teams generally thought that he was just going to be available. I don't think they thought that the Bengals had a chance in hell in re-signing him. They're going to really pay two receivers. Like I think it surprised a little bit of everybody.
Probably a lot of people. I mean, that's a big issue too. Is like. What about your GM? Are you good with your GM? You think GM needs to be lumped in with that staff?
No. So first of all, we don't have a GM. So we have a person who acts like a GM, but doesn't have the title of general manager.
Is that by design or you just
that's on purpose?
Position? Okay.
No, it's on purpose because our organizations run like dog shit. But that's that guy, Dick Tobin.
Buddy, I've got an endless number of jerseys here. Any moment you want to swap, you let me know. I love our GM, and a lot of people have said get rid of him. I don't think so because without him, we wouldn't have 3 Super Bowl rings. Without Reed, who people have also called for, we wouldn't have 3 additional. We had one before any of us were born, but
we haven't made any good free agent moves in a long time. We haven't made any. We only made a couple of them at all time, like in general, and none of them have been good.
I mean, the Tyreek Hill trade for us paid off, Orlando Brown
Yeah.
was good for us. He's terrible for you, but he was good for us. For a few
But that's what
years.
I'm saying is like nothing has worked out particularly for us, and it's probably a combination of that. But we also haven't hit on any draft picks, right? Outside of the ones that couldn't miss, like Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase couldn't miss. T. Higgins was touted coming out of college as well. Like these guys were like can't miss, but every other draft pick is pretty much a miss.
It's also possible, and the one thing I feel about Veach and probably your guys as well. With that being said, when you draft those guys, and then you draft a guy like Mahomes, and then you draft, that first year of Pacheco, that fucking breakout year with Rashee Rice, and these cornerbacks that we're drafting are dogs. They're absolute dogs. You drafted Chris Jones. The only person I think our GM didn't draft that is like a top name is Travis Kelce. He was there the year before. Like outside of that, like when you hit on picks like that, I wonder if your brain goes, I can't miss. So anybody I pick must be fucking gold. And I'll at least get 4 or 5 years out of them, with options. And I've seen, Veach also miss on some stuff. We've got 2 wide receivers that I don't think have ever seen the field. One, I don't even think is on the team anymore. We drafted him. And that would be, the fuck was his name? He had a name that was similar to somebody else in the league. Oh man, what the fuck was that? I mean, he's been so forgotten, but he was like a number 1 target for Trevor Lawrence at Clemson, but then he hurt his back. He had the spinal issue, and then he never saw the field for us. Not once did he see the field. I think preseason maybe. And then this year we drafted Jalen Royals, who I think this game was his first start, or at least he was on the 53-man roster to play because Hollywood's not there, but we never put him on the field. And I just wonder if sometimes they're like, we can't miss. And then they get guys like that and they're like, we're going to pretend like we didn't miss on this one and then fuck up again.
Yeah, maybe, dude. Yeah, here's the one thing I think would be interesting for the Chiefs. And let me throw this at you. Kyle Pitts' contract is up.
Yeah, I keep seeing a lot of that. A lot of like, time for Kelce to go get Kyle Pitts. I mean, the man had 1 good game in 6 years, whatever it's been. It was last week or whatever.
No, he's had a good season.
I mean, with the right person thrown to him, I mean, I don't like Penix. I don't think he's your future, and it's very clear that Kirk O'Chains is not your future either. Maybe. I mean, because that is something we're going to need, like our backups to Travis Kelce. Because Travis Kelce, the one part that he shows his age, he's not on the field every play. He's hey, don't forget I'm 36. Go and get me out of here. I need somebody to get on the field. And Noah Gray, I mean, this is a Chiefs name. If you're a Chiefs fan, you love him because he's been on your team for years. The problem is he's not the Travis Kelce replacement. I was hoping, but I mean, obviously we didn't have a good draft pick. I was hoping for a guy like Brock Bowers and some of these other guys that are out there. And so either if there's a tight end that we can catch in the draft, or I'd be down to consider that. I just don't know what money, especially if he's had a good year, finally, what money he would garner, because is it going to cost us more than just signing another top 5 tight end for 1 more year to try to go ahead and win our 4th Super Bowl in fucking 8 years? I don't know if it's worth it. You know what I mean? That's where it gets tough. And that's where I'm glad, we can talk shit all we want. It's where I'm glad I'm not a GM or an owner of a team, because I might fuck up that whole goddamn team.
Well, let's put it this way. I'll tell you who else is out there. David Njoku's available after this season.
I'd take him for a cheap deal. I wouldn't mind having him on the team, no doubt. I think he's had some moments, but he's also aging too. You know what I mean? Why replace an ager with another ager?
He's 6 years younger than Travis Kelce.
Sir, but he also has injury issues. This is coming from the Browns. Why would you want to look what happened to Nick Chubb? I know he came off injury, but he still sucked. I don't want anybody from that organization.
Cade Otton's contract is up after this season.
Cade Otton, I would highly consider. Cade Otton, I would out of all those, the Bucks are a disappointing team right now. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but that is, that was Baker's number 1 guy last year with all the injuries. I like him a lot.
There's one more when I was scrolling through and I can't find him again. Isaiah Likely, his contract is up after this year.
Seen that one as well. I mean, the man can't bring his feet, into the end zone. So I don't know about that one. I also think the Ravens should have been starting him, and it makes me wonder why they're not. I mean, if I'm the Ravens, especially with that running back field, I'm running 2 tight end set every fucking play, whether they're going out to block or they're going out to catch a pass. And they're not. They don't use Likely like I think they should. So is it a Likely issue or is it an organization issue at the end of the day?
Taysom Hill, dude, he's available.
No, absolutely not. That's a big note for me, dog.
Yeah, there's not a lot out there. You might have to draft. I mean, it's pretty much, in my opinion, it would be Otten,
Pitts,
Njoku, or draft.
Yep.
I would take any of those 3.
And Njoku would have to be on a super cheap, and the other 2 would have to be mediocre contracts.
I was looking through the receivers too, and I don't see anybody that you necessarily would want. Mitchell Tinsley, his contract's up after this year for the Bengals. He seems like he's actually kind of a dog, and he needs some playing time. But that's another one of those kind of like unknown things. I don't see anybody who's a solid thing. You obviously don't want to get in the business of getting any more old heads.
No.
Juju's contract is up after this year. I think you got to let him go.
Dude, he's been one of our best players.
I think you got to let him go.
I don't disagree with you, but he's also been one of our better receivers over the last 3 years.
Look at it this way. I think you need to clear that entire, outside of Rashid Rice, Xavier Worthy, maybe Tyquan Thornton, keep him on as like a deep player. But it looks like I would go after Deebo Samuel. His contract is up after this year. Jacoby Myers, he's on a 1-year deal.
Myers, I considered, again, all of it comes down to the right price and what kind of moves we make in the offseason as far as fixing cap issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're in cap hell. And unless we make some major changes, which I thought we were going into this year, knowing we needed that depth at line or at offensive lineman, knowing there was a 99.9% chance that Rashid Rice was going to be suspended for fucking however many games. There was no changes made. And that's the most frustrating. I think that's the biggest frustrating issue with this season is if I saw the effort out of everybody, from players up, then I would say, look, we just missed. I mean, again, our point margin is fucking insane for being the record that we're at. We lost.
Yeah, it is crazy that
against a team that's 1 game away, I think, from clinching the playoffs. We lost 16-13. We had a chance to tie that game and go into overtime. I think we're just like, either use it or lose it kind of thing. Harrison Butker also has to go. Another change. Been one of the best kickers to ever start in the NFL, and he's lost it. He hit that Justin Tucker slump way quicker than Justin Tucker did. It's just not it anymore. So I don't think we trusted him to go out there and make that kick. But we should have tried. Instead, we put the ball in guy that hasn't played an actual real snap of football in fucking 2 years.
All right. Well, let's talk about something more fun. Let's do a couple fun things before we sign this one off. It can't be all negative,
Well, that's what happens when your teams are eliminated from the playoff, Dougs. I mean, it's a shit show, but it is what I don't know how to feel. I've tried to call my brother, who's a Dolphins fan. He called to talk shit Sunday. I said, okay, just keep that in mind because you're going to be eliminated tomorrow night, which would be last night as of the recording of this. To which I did text him last night and said, do you want your call now or later? He responded with later, please.
And also Tua's gone now, maybe, so that'd be good.
I did see on our ticker before it shit out that McDaniels has considered the benching option of him. That team, I mean, we're a couple plays and a couple penalties away from being undefeated right now, at least on my team. And I know yours has some work to do, but I think there's very clear changes that can and should be made to your organization as a whole. For mine, we're a couple plays and a couple penalties from this being a completely different season. But as a fan, it puts that stress factor on me of like, holy shit, how the fuck we just won another game? That's how it's been for the last 3 years. I don't want that anymore. I want the old juice. But Anyways, what were we saying?
You were going to say something about the Dolphins, I think, saying that you have no fucking clue what they need to do to fix their situation.
No, there was something else. My brother, we were getting into something fun. You said something. I don't fucking know.
No, I was asking, we're
losing it.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. No. So this is what I was going to go into. I was going to say, I think if you just pull up the NFL standings, I think we might be due for a reconfiguration of the league. And I'd like to get your thoughts on that.
Well, I don't know. In most years that I can think of, and it's mainly because the Patriots ran the gamut for so long, and then the little in-betweens. Once again, I just want to remind people that Tom Brady missed 8 additional years of winning the Super Bowl, so we're good. You had, the Mannings on both sides, but mainly Peyton, Roethlisberger, the one Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl in between. There was a lot of different things, but most of those dominant teams, the Ravens, most of those dominant teams were AFC-driven teams. This year looks completely different. There's not one AFC team on this list that I think is a standout. So I guess that helps your argument, maybe a configuration, because it has been AFC dominant, where even last year, I don't know what happened in the Super Bowl, but the Eagles making it to the Super Bowl, I thought was their worst option. It's like picking a really bad president. Like, this is what you guys are sending against this Chiefs team. You guys have lost your minds. Obviously, that game went wildly different than I thought, but how would you do it? We're just going to draw circles of teams that are actually close to each other and not halfway across the world, or what's the thoughts here?
I'm actually going to send you this list or this link here, and why don't you bring it up on stream and let's all do it together. Let's have a little fun interactive segment where we rebuild the NFL brick by brick.
All right. Well, we got an S tier, A tier, B tier.
Yeah, let's go ahead and rename those tiers and let's fix the camera.
Tell me how to do that. Why is your? Oh, my bad. There we go.
Yep. And then to fix it, you just click where the S is. You can just backspace the type.
What do you want? Divisions? You want just AFC, NFC?
Yeah, let's do divisions. Let's break it down to divisions.
All right. So AFC in, AFC South, Jesus Christ, AFC East, AFC West. Okay. And we got NFC North, NFC South. How do we add?
Year over on the right, and then add a row below, bottom right.
Okay. North, South, East, West. All right, cool. Okay. NFC East. All right.
And let's try to make it geographically make sense, but let's talk about who we also think should be, and I don't really care about the conference in general, but let's try to make it competitive so that we're getting like good teams inside of divisions and kind of keeping the continuity of some rivalries as well.
It's so hard for my brain to not put these people where they belong. You know what I mean?
So what did you put in? What's the top? The AFC North?
Yeah, we got North, South, East, West, North, South, East, West, AFC, NFC.
Okay, so I'm going to rattle this one off because I just have a strong opinion about this one.
Okay.
The AFC North, I personally believe should be the Bills, Patriots.
Yep. Yep.
The
Eagles? Be a tough ass division.
No, not the Eagles here.
Maybe Pitt?
Yeah, I'd be down for Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And then Cleveland.
Okay. Give them one easy one. All right.
I think that makes kind of the most sense.
I mean, the only other team that's further north, I mean, we've got Giants, Jets. If we're sick of geographically, we don't have either one of those in there. You think maybe the Jets instead of Cleveland?
No, I have a curveball for the Jets personally.
Okay.
But
all right. And then the South. So Jags.
Yeah, so obviously we're gonna need the Jags here. I would keep the Texans in there as well.
Okay. Dolphins without Tua?
Yes.
Dolphins have a shot to be a competitive team. They just got to sort a lot of shit out.
And then I think I personally would either like to see the Falcons or the Panthers in this division. Potentially the Saints. Take somebody from the NFC South, basically. I think the Saints make the most sense.
Saints, geographically, they do. You just travel over across. Okay. AFC.
How do we feel?
East. I like it so far, honestly. AFC East. Panthers.
AFC East, we're going to go Panthers. We're going to go Falcons.
Okay. I like it so far. We have the Ravens.
Yeah, I think we go Ravens, and I think we go Washington.
Okay. I mean, so far this would create a lot. You know, one of the things, like, and I understand it's part of football, but we're adding in these international games too. You play a different division or you play the other side occasionally, but when we're all sitting here, imagine how we got a very close NFC. The AFC is a fucking nightmare right now. I think it could be so much closer if, like, hey, I got to travel a couple hours this way or this way, right?
Yeah. You almost we're condensing some of these down into like bus rides.
Yeah. AFC West.
AFC West. Okay, so the AFC West is going to be largely the same, but I'm going to go Chargers.
Okay, LA.
I'm going to go
Chiefs still?
I don't want the Chiefs there. I want the Raiders there still.
Raiders. Okay. It's in LA, Vegas. Another L team.
Yep. I mean, they're already in there. Broncos is fine.
Okay.
And then let's put the Cardinals in there.
I was going to actually say the Cardinals. Yep. Okay. NFC North. Philly.
So this is going to be, yeah, I like Philly, Detroit, or what's farther north, Detroit or Chicago?
I think Detroit would be farthest north.
Okay.
I could be fucking wrong, but I think
let's go with Minnesota here.
Okay. Bengals?
No, we're gonna put
Green Bay.
Green Bay's kind of south though, isn't it?
They're Wisconsin. They're all kind of in a fucking line, you know. They're the furthest north teams, if we want to call it the North. Man, I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers or somebody made a Game of Thrones joke about them being the North.
All right, throw Green Bay in there.
Okay.
That's kind of the same division.
Pretty close. One addition is adding Philly. A little farther, but Chicago. All those are like.
No, I think Chicago's closer. Let's keep the NFC North the same. Take Philly out of there. Put Chicago in there. I think the NFC North kind of makes a lot of sense. Honestly.
Okay. Yep. NFC South. So we got Cowboys.
NFC South. Yep. So we got the Cowboys. We're gonna also throw the Bucks in here.
Titans.
The Titans. Yeah, Titans.
Kansas City.
Let's put Kansas City. Yeah. That was my idea.
NFC East. So that's going to be you guys.
All right. Bengals.
Or do you want to be the West team? That's going to get a little weird.
Yeah, let's do I want to call it the Central, but let's keep the East as the it's going to be both New York teams.
Okay.
The Colts.
Well, Cincinnati would be closer east than the Colts, but I think both Philly and Bengals probably belong in this.
Yeah, let's take the Colts out and let's go Philadelphia, Cincinnati.
And then that would leave this as your NFC West, which is still pretty similar, but again, a lot of these teams are a lot closer to each other.
And then I think we can actually fix this. Which one of those NFC North teams is the farthest west? Because they're going to be farther west than
Minnesota, I believe.
Okay, so put Minnesota down in the NFC West and then put the Colts up. I feel good about this.
I like it. San Francisco is a little further south than these two. But you hate them anyway, so fuck them. Right?
They're NorCal, dude. What are you talking about?
San Francisco is NorCal? Are you sure? I thought San Francisco was like SoCal. Yeah,
I think you should pull up a Chrome tab. Go ahead and look it up, but I'm
San Francisco, California. Give me a map, bitch. Where the fuck are we here? Yeah, they're way further north than Los Angeles.
Yeah,
you're correct.
Significantly. Okay. San Francisco gets covered. I was waiting for you to realize that San Francisco gets covered in snow.
Never seen that.
Yes, you have. Yeah, I guarantee you.
I like it.
Anyhow.
Let's send it.
I like this. So I like the fact that I think that this is just a more balanced. It just feels more balanced to me. I know it's weird. If you're looking at it at home, it's weird to see these teams next to each other and be like, oh, well, that'd be a division, blah, 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 blah. Like you feel like you can still have the rivalries, right? Peyton and Tom Brady had a rivalry outside their division.
Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Lamar, Allen, fucking Mahomes. Like they exist. I see in this top one being very competitive, except for the Browns. Any one of those teams, any year, depending on what they decide to do for the AFC North here, could win it, except for the Browns. I mean, some of these are just going to have to give me a gimme because that's what it is. AFC South, probably one of the more balanced ones I see in this entire thing. East is fairly fucking balanced if the Falcons can get a quarterback. Ravens could be like your always favorite going into that, but they're always a favorite in a current division that they're really fucking competitive in too. You know, if the Bengals had a fucking defense, you'd probably have still, I mean, it was damn near a three-way tie there. AFC West. Yeah. I mean, just the Raiders really suck. The other teams, you know, Cardinals can be good and the other two are playoffs right now.
Yeah, and what I think it just makes it like I think that you're taking out some of the like you got to imagine it's a lot to go from Kansas City to LA, Kansas City to Las Vegas. It's a few hours. I mean, I know that they're professional athletes and stuff like that, but you want the most competitive game you can get.
Philly to Dallas, Washington to Dallas, or vice versa.
Dallas up here, Dallas to New York, Philadelphia, and Washington.
Buffalo to Miami.
Yeah, that one's
New England to Miami.
This also, I think, does take out a lot of the regional, like your cold weather teams aren't going to get like freebies like against the Dolphins per se, or against, or the Dolphins aren't going to get freebies against like team going from playing in -3 degree weather to like now it's 80 degrees and they're all like dying of heat stroke.
I agree. I like this a lot. We make better fixers of the NFL than probably podcasters, honestly.
I don't think anybody calls podcasters at this point.
Rambling mans. Yeah, I like it.
Too. I enjoyed doing that. That was just a little fun exercise to get us in the mindset. Let's talk about the playoffs, dude. I want to know what your thoughts are on who you think. Like, let's talk about the matchups that you see.
Is there a current playoff bracket somewhere?
I'm sure there is.
I guess the one site that we were on probably would be there. Okay, sure. I agree. Whatever bullshit you just sent me. So we've got a little bit of one here.
What bullshit I just sent you?
No. The screen was giving me like, do you agree to probably like track my fucking?
Oh yeah, I was like, what are you talking
about? So currently LA Rams and the Denver Broncos, which fucking stabbing me in the fucking heart. The Denver part, the LA makes way more sense. Those are your two number 1 seeds that currently are on a bye. New England losing to Buffalo, which was kind of a big surprise to me, especially because they were up by so much.
Buffalo's got the comebacks in them.
Just one of those teams that find a way, like no matter what, they're not out of it. It's fucking rare. We're seeing some highlights on the right. Hopefully we get DMCA'd because I'd love to fucking talk to somebody from the NFL. Go suck a dick. But currently let's just look at the AFC. That's where we stand. We got the Chargers going up against Pitt. I think that's a very even game. If it started right now, I think Pittsburgh could sneak out with that win. I don't think they handedly do it, but they're going hot right now, and I'd be interested to see how they look for the next couple weeks. I thought they looked a lot better this last week than they have all season.
I like the Chargers in that matchup.
Aaron Rodgers with confidence, though, and slinging it, knowing this might be it. You think the Chargers?
Yeah, I just think that the Pittsburgh's defense has to hold up, and I mean they look better than they have, but consistency hasn't been proven yet.
They're not us. I mean, we held the Chargers to 16 points, 1 touchdown. I think it was a bullshit touchdown. It should have never happened. It wasn't a catch, and we had our guys getting tackled at the offensive line. But regardless, okay, they scored 16 points on us. I don't think Pitt's defense is the Chiefs or some of these other teams, but the problem that the Chargers are facing right now is they have a similar issue with us where they're down to a makeshift offensive line, which seems to be okay, depending on what you call legal and not legal. But the real issue that they have is they have no receivers. I guess you got Ladd out there. And then some guy with number 84, I still don't know his fucking name. He's the one that scored a touchdown. That was the only thing he did in that game. That and like a couple like crucial catches. Yeah, I go Pitt.
Well, glad we can disagree on something. I think the Chargers. I think it'd be close, but I mean, and I'm not saying it'd be that close. I think it'd be like a 1.5 score game, but I think the Chargers win it comfortably.
The Buffalo going to Jacksonville, I think makes things interesting. I think if Jacksonville has to travel to Buffalo, I would just call it there. Buffalo probably wins that game, but I think it'll be a close look. Jacksonville is number 3 in the AFC right now, and they're finding ways to win games. I know Trevor Lawrence looked like a fucking god this last week, but if against a top 5 defense, you could fall 3 times on a play and still score a touchdown and win the game, you guys got something going right, or the football gods are behind you. I think Jacksonville can sneak this one out and have Buffalo come join us in Cancun real quick.
You know me, I'm all in on Jacksonville. Here's the thing, and I know that a lot of people are saying this, and I'm just going to echo it and agree with it. If you're in the AFC and you're CJ Stroud, you're Trevor Lawrence, you're Justin Herbert, you're Josh Allen. You have no Joe Burrow, no Patrick Mahomes, potentially no Lamar Jackson. The likelihood that this set of circumstances happens again is low.
This is all of their chances to actually win. And that includes Bo Nix. I think he's a dog shit player.
Bo Nix.
I think he's a dog shit player. I think that team is a fucking joke. But if you want the opportunity to at least go to the dance, this is it. This is your absolute opportunity, because if history says anything with not just Mahomes, but again, I'm going to keep drawing the comparison because everybody likes to fucking Tom Brady. The league could be fucked for the next fucking couple of years here. Mahomes coming back with a vengeance. Burrow could finally get a fucking coach that knows what the fuck he's doing and be the, one of those top 1 or 2 quarterbacks with a record to help prove his stance. So yeah, this is your absolute fucking opportunity to make it happen.
Yeah. So I think they got a lot of pressure on him. Now I think Josh Allen plays better under pressure than Trevor Lawrence. I just like Jacksonville as a team all around better. I think they just have they have more talent.
I think there's a good shot for Duval.
This would be, I think this would be the game of the playoffs. This would be the game of the year or the game of the round of the playoffs if this were to shake out like this. Unfortunately, I don't think that it is going to shake out like that.
Trevor's had a playoff win though, and Trevor, they had their opportunity, and I think this team is heating up at the right time right now. They've been pretty good. I
think Buffalo is hunting New England now, and they hold the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Let's go to that. What are the current standings for that? Well, I mean, like Buffalo and New England, like what are their records?
Buffalo's 10-4, New England's 11-3.
We might have to look at the schedule, but I think New England's a more complete team. I also like New England's coaching staff. Buffalo, I think Josh Allen is going to be, I've said it, he's going to be the next Phillip Rivers, but with more accomplishments. Like he's going to be a better quarterback that will just probably never win the Super Bowl.
New England is at Baltimore, at the Jets, and home against the Dolphins.
So let's say they at least win 2 out of 3. I think they win 3 out of 3. The only thing is they got to fix, which they have a great defensive minded coach. They got to fix what happened on Sunday, but if they can just take off and actually get that defense going, they got a shot.
I think that Baltimore beats them, and then it comes down to a tiebreaker between them and Buffalo Buffalo has a tiebreaker.
We shall see. And then speaking
of the Ravens right now control their own destiny. If they win out, they win the division. Pittsburgh, I know, is in the playoffs right now, but they don't have any control. Baltimore has all the control.
Yeah. I hate seeing these fucking highlights. Thank God. Switch it over. Thank you. Make people fucking cry on the middle of a podcast. Houston at New England. As it stands right now, dude, that could be an insane game.
Yeah, that could also be a potential game of the season right there. I think if this were to happen today, I think Houston would walk New England to the finish line. I don't think somebody needs to cool them off, and I don't think it would be the Patriots. I think Houston is.
So here's the thing with New England losing that game. You need those sometimes. And, I go back and I'm, for anybody listening, go fuck yourself. So I don't give a shit. I'm going to draw the comparison again to my own team that has, done it 3 out of the last 5 years. When we get beat by Buffalo, that is our humble game. And I think it's like, hey, don't forget, you got football left. And the fact that New England was up, I bet they were all riding a high and they let their foot off the fucking gas. And I think between Vrabel, the rest of that coaching staff, and a team hungry to be dominant again, I think they're the scarier ones out of those 2 teams. I think they could be the scariest ones in the AFC right now. We will see next week, because next week is the real test, right? It's Baltimore, who's also, like you said, they control their own destiny. they can be good. I don't know what the fuck they're doing in some of these games. They were great this last week. The week before, they looked like ass. So if they show up, but then New England still fucking dominates them, I think that's your team that's going to be fucking scary heading into this playoffs.
I mean, right now, Houston's just it. They are them.
Defensively, offensively, they're scary. I don't think they have a more complete team.
They play the Chargers, the Colts, and the Raiders for the rest of the season.
I mean, again, it's a similar situation, I think, with New England. They could win 2 of those games. They should win and not have a problem. The Chargers, again, with a broken hand fucking quarterback, are finding ways to win the fucking game.
Listen, all I'm saying is Drake May, it's kind of his first rodeo. It's not CJ's first rodeo. Their defense is historically good. I'm not taking that for granted. Right now, today, I would be picking Chargers, Jags, Texans to advance. And then from there, I would have to reassess. I'd probably go Chargers, Jags, and then Jags over Chargers. I'd have the Jacksonville in the Super Bowl right now as it stands.
I think one of the big issues is, even though I think they're a dog shit team, I think anybody walking into Mile High, especially at this time of the year, is going to struggle bad. And I think they're going to be able to play that to their advantage.
Yeah, I mean, just LA's going to have the benefit of having played there once this year already. It'll be a little bit different atmosphere, I'm sure, but
we shall see. Let's walk over to the NFC side. We got the Rams. Go ahead and get in that little nice break that Matthew Stafford, somebody who didn't even look to even play the season, will need. We start off with Seattle at Tampa Bay. I think Seattle, as of right now, Tampa looks like shit, and it's pretty pathetic.
Even if Tampa didn't look bad right now, and I agree with you that they do, Seattle looks great.
I think that's another issue for kind of our situation. Tampa does not look good, and they're number 4 seed because of how bad that division is, which is why I'm with you. Realignment maybe needs to happen. Let's get an expansion team while we're at it too. Throw it off a bit, Yeah.
Utah team, just stick one in the middle of the country.
There we go. Seattle, as of right now, at least for me, dog walks Tampa Bay. San Francisco at Philly. I think this could be at least one of those good games in the NFC. The next 2 look to be good. Neither one of these 2 teams look good, in my opinion.
You asked me who wins this game today. I'm going to say San Francisco wins.
I agree.
I don't think it's. I think they probably win rather convincingly too. Somehow, I don't know how San Francisco is getting away with this, but they're going to get away with it.
I see it as well, and I agree with that. How the fuck are they doing it? But they just might.
Then you're looking at the Bears and the Packers, dude. Listen, Packers lose Micah. The Bears are, red shit hot. I'm taking Chicago. I don't know what the Packers are doing. I think LaFleur is done after this year. They have not looked great after that very strong start to the season.
At the beginning of the season, I thought Chicago was just going to have a repeat of what they did last year, new head coach or no new head coach. And they are surprising the shit out of me. And I think it's good for football that you get one of these older teams to get back involved and to be irrelevant in football. The only team I'd say that I think it would probably make me sick to my stomach and even more is probably the Browns. I don't want to see that, right? But the Bears, especially not being in my division or conference at all, I like it. With that being said, though, I think Green Bay wins this game. I think Micah changed the landscape of that team, but I don't think it changed it enough to say that with experience, with LaFleur, if he can get his shit together on that team, they're winning games. They have a much better record than, this NFC, I know they're the 7th seed, they're the lowest, but it is very tight. We're talking a 1-game difference between the 7th and the 2nd seed. If that, it might be played out to where it's just they're tied, but the way the divisions stand as of right now, Green Bay is 7, where the Bears get to sit at number 2. I think Green Bay wins this game with or without Micah, which obviously they'll be without. Which also sucks. That guy walked into a dream scenario and then tears his ACL on a freak accident. But something's got to be studied about ACLs because they've been getting more and more common, and a lot of them are non-contact. Mahomes, there was a lot of dirty hits in that game. The one that probably wasn't dirty was the one where Mahomes tore his ACL. I think I don't see any other way to tackle him in that situation other than drill his ass through the ground. And the player didn't have the opportunity to do that. So instead of letting Mahomes make the play, he grabbed his legs and he fucking pulled like you should. And that, his knee was already hurt going into that game. And it's clear that there might have been a bigger issue than he thought going in, and then just completely ripped the shit to shreds. I think Green Bay wins this. That would put Green Bay at the Rams. I think the Rams are going to the Super Bowl, regardless of how any of that shakes out. I think the Rams go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I would have Chicago and LA in the championship game right now if it was me, and I'm picking the Rams. So I have an LA Jacksonville Super Bowl, and what does that mean? That to me is almost
lower viewership.
I think that's almost a page 1 rewrite of the Bengals Rams Super Bowl.
See that?
It's almost the same damn thing.
And I
would be rooting hard for Jacksonville in that game. I don't know who I'd pick. I would pick Jacksonville to win it because I'd want them to. I'd bet on them. I'd put all of my emotional hedging on Jacksonville. And I don't have anything against Matt Stafford. I think he seems like a cool dude. I like Puka Nacua. I don't have anything against Devontae Adams. I think Jared Verse is a dog. I think I like a lot of the players on the Rams, and I don't have any issues with them. But fuck, man. If Jacksonville gets to the dance, you're telling me you're not going to root for them outside of the.
I watched a guy fall on the ground 3 times and score, and realistically, that game was probably our turning point because that's where we should have started turning things around, and we didn't. So I'm going for Jags all the way. If this guy was going to do that and start the downfall of our season, yeah, I want to see these motherfuckers win it. At least make it worth the fucking loss and fucking Duval and this shithole fucking town in the middle of fucking Florida. Yeah, I'm about it. Now, your comparison, I can kind of see it. We're talking 2 totally different teams. Jacksonville probably has a better defense. Outside of that, we're talking Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence. No, Burrow had a much better shot at winning that game with him and Jamar Chase and then fucking Trevor Lawrence and
well, just so we're clear, we did win the game, and then the defense just gave up.
Well, same as that AFC Championship, we won the game, and then we just decided to stop playing after that. You're welcome.
Well, that was halftime, so you can't really say halftime. I'm talking about late in the 4th. You can say that it's more akin to that game that the Bills gave up when they won it against you guys like 7 times in a row, and then just kept giving up touchdowns.
Yeah. It's going to get interesting. We got 3 more weeks of football left. I am going to try to muster up every bit of energy I have to continue doing this podcast as we've got, just a handful of weeks available to us.
We'll come up with some more games. We'll come up with some more fun stuff to do.
I like this stuff, and I'm really driving home for you to be creative. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna just have to start looking
towards like more playoffs and stuff like that. I think we can start probably discussing, because by mid playoffs, we should have a better understanding of probably who's going to be in the draft. Maybe we get a little college football time because we're watching playoffs. So maybe some of the players from some of the top schools, see what happens there. We'll be discussing that as well. In a few weeks.
maybe Boomer sooner, man. Who knows? You might have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Few weeks we'll be there. And other news, did you see John Cena retired? He hung up the shoes.
I did see that. I think John Cena is.
I don't know why. I thought of John Cena because you said Boomer Sooner, and I forget that announcer's name that was really big, that was around for so many years. I don't know where the fuck he is now, but he's a big Sooners fan. That's some of the pictures I saw. He was in a Sooners shirt. Wasn't Jerry the King Lawler? It was the other one. God. We should start covering wrestling. It'd probably be funner.
We can talk about wrestling.
I don't know shit about wrestling. Is Stone Cold still wrestling? Goldberg?
For sure.
Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan? Is he still wrestling?
I did see that John Cena retired. I just want to shout out him for being the number one giver of Make-A-Wishes of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
He's got a great attitude about it too.
Yeah,
it's hard to. I would like to not like him. Something about him, I want to not like him because he seems like a weird guy, but he seems also like
I don't necessarily think he's weird. I think his body and his face are fucking weird. You know what I mean? So we assume he's just weird because he's very top heavy, so to speak, but also has giant legs. And then his face, I can't tell who's uglier. Is it AJ Hawk or is it him? One of them two have got to be this weird
he
chiseled
does kind of look like AJ Hawk.
Yeah. Shout out to Pat McAfee's show. Maybe we could put that in like a tag. We'll just start tagging this with PMS and see if we start getting people to watch.
Yeah, dude. Pat McAfee, dude. I've been watching some of their toxic moments, like compilations on the YouTube, and I enjoy them. That's what I say about that.
I enjoy the show a lot. I've struggled watching over the past couple of days.
I can't watch here's the thing. If the Bengals are good, they don't talk about them. And if the Bengals are not good, then they talk about how bad they are. And so I can't watch, like, I just don't, I tune out on everything.
I had, I spoke about the Rashee Rice coming back. We look like the Chiefs again. And, Pat McAfee's fucking thing was the Chiefs are not still the Chiefs. They're better. And I was like, oh, dog, we're in. That's everything I've ever wanted to hear. When we beat the Colts, his team that he thought was going to the Super Bowl. And,
well, to be fair, if Daniel Jones stays 100% healthy, they might have, I don't know. They showed signs of cooling.
They're definitely would still be in the playoffs. Without it, I think handedly still in the playoffs. I think it would probably be some of these other battles we're seeing, where it'd be Colts versus Jacks, for that seeding there in the division win. And it does suck for them. And I hope they extend the offer to Daniel Jones, and I hope he can make a recovery and make something, because that is fun. Like, I get where some people, outside of the legitimate Chiefs haters, because you're going to get that. I was the same way with Brady. I totally understand it. I was talking to somebody the other day. It might have been one of your employees, actually. We've talked about this. We've got to start recognizing greatness when it's happening and not wait till it's over and be like, oh, yeah, I guess I do like that guy now because he's not playing. Like, I get it. Now, if Josh Allen, for example, was in my division and beating us for the division every year, yeah, fuck that guy, right? But he's not. Nobody in my division I'm scared of at all.
I'm gonna hate, to be honest. I'm big on hating. If you are a direct rival of mine, I will hate you.
I'm just getting
until you retire, and then I'll like you after you retire.
Well, I still think
I'm just admitting that that's how it is.
I still think Derek Carr's a bitch, but whatever. As long as if he takes the eyeliner off, maybe he could be good on TV. I don't know. His brother's also a bitch too. What a joke of a guy that is.
Did anything to you? I don't. Why do you hate him?
This dude had Baker Mayfield mentality when playing us while getting his ass kicked. Imagine that. And then he would start crying like a pussy. I just think he's a bitch. He's also my divisional rival. Fuck him, or he was. I don't like him. I don't know, because we haven't been challenged until this year, and this year I don't even think we were really challenged. We beat ourselves all year. So I'm also getting older. I would like to be a little stress free. Doing the show has made me a little soft towards Burrow, but also you no offense, you guys haven't been relevant as far as us getting to the Super Bowl since that AFC Championship. Burrow's been MVP level, but the whole rest of the team doesn't understand that.
It's been like 3 years. It's been like 3 years.
So that's what I'm saying.
Very long years.
For 3 years though, I've been. You gotta watch guys like him and Jamar Chase just go off. And Jamar Chase, you made this argument. You know, Jamar Chase talks a lot of shit about the Chiefs, and he is just completely fucking butthurt anytime the Chiefs are brought up. And that's fine. But to give him some credit, you brought this up. The two best that we, except for probably this year kind of changes things a lot, but the two best in the league that we think are there are probably Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. And you've said this multiple times, and I wholeheartedly agree. Jamar Chase is way better than Justin Jefferson because he could still ball with a different quarterback. Whereas Justin Jefferson can't.
I've had this argument with people, and I mean,
but that's me recognizing greatness. You know what I mean? This guy hates the Chiefs, and I understand.
Well,
but
it's competitive.
I still got to recognize how great he is. Yeah, I get it. He probably secretly is like, damn, man.
I always give a little I always give a little caveat whenever I say I don't like Patrick Mahomes. It's like he seems like an okay person. He seems like he could be a cool person. I'm just sick of him.
I get it. Again, I was the same way with Brady.
I will say I disagree with Travis Kelce. I think Travis Kelce has diva syndrome. I actually don't really.
So I could see it. My dad thinks the same thing, and I could see people saying that. But I think of it the same way as I think of like Jamar Chase and his comments towards the Chiefs. I don't know that I see Jamar Chase doing that on the field, but I also don't watch a lot of Bengals games. You can tell me if I'm wrong. He doesn't act the way he does on camera the same way on field, like on camera or talking about the Chiefs or, you know, that's been kind of, I guess, his biggest rival, according to him. He's like that. But when it's on the field, now obviously my jaw against the Chiefs, but against other teams, I don't see him, where Travis is like it no matter who he's fucking playing. I could see the diva style coming out, but me, it's the same way that I could appreciate it about Jamar Chase being competitive, being angry about losing games or whatever, or hey, I'm tired of seeing Mahomes or whatever. That's how I feel about Travis Kelce. I want that fire, because a lot of people are like, oh, what about him and Andy Reid this season? Like, they've gotten some fights. No, the motherfucker's fired up. He's realized he's playing a terrible fucking game, and he's trying to fire himself up, the coach up. Like, this has been a bad season. And when shit like that happens, you need that leadership, which I value, which I can only hope if he says, hey, I'm hanging it up, come be a fucking tight ends coach or something. Stick around in some capacity.
Fire is one thing. Showing fire, getting loud, getting animated is one thing. I don't mind that. The pouting, I hate.
I don't see the pouting, but maybe it's a blind eye because it's my guy. You know what I mean?
It's just like the pouting is just, it's unnecessary.
But I see frustration.
It's something about Travis Kelce, and he's not the only person who I have that feeling about. Like,
he's cocky. Honestly, him and Derek Carr are pretty similar. No wonder I hate Derek Carr.
Trying to think of the guy's name. It's gonna be so stupid when I do think of it.
Team, non-football.
I don't know. There's other people who I feel that same way about. We haven't talked much about the Eagles, but listen, actually, I don't even want to get into that. Next week, we're going to talk Eagles. Should they blow up their franchise and trade everybody and start over again? Should they reload? I think that there's a lot of questions on the Eagles, and we're going to get into those next week.
Yeah, they should absolutely do that. Just as a spoiler alert, because you said you needed some solid defensive linemen, and they're sitting right there waiting for you, big dog. They're right there. Or you guys should just start scouting Georgia out and see what you can grab.
Yeah. Listen, they got a lot of problems. A lot of teams have a lot of problems. That and more to be continued on the next episode.
Absolutely. Anybody that is actually watching, and especially if you made it this far, if you've got things you want to hear us talk about, because the pity party for our teams is over as of this episode. We're probably not going to talk much. We'll either be happy that we lost or sad that we won. And it's going to be very weird going from here. But I think from now on, let's look forward to some of these other games. Again, let's recognize greatness. I get a break. I get to go to New York on Super Bowl Sunday, go watch Draco Malfoy reprise his role in a play for Harry Potter, enjoy the fantastic cold of New York in the middle of February or at the beginning of February, and not stress about where the fuck I'm going to watch my team win another Super Bowl. So, things feel great right now. So we're moving on. And I don't know, maybe postseason we'll get into another sport, just to keep this going and see where we end up for next year.
I think we're going to get into a lot of top 10s, a lot of rankings. I like doing rankings. It's going to turn into a ranking show. We'll talk about, breaking news and some other things and some other sports and some of this and some of that. And like old Billy said, this is going to be the last time we're going to be down on ourselves. This was kind of our poor me episode of the season. We're getting it out of the way before the playoffs, and let's just be excited that, we all get to wake up tomorrow and live another day to watch another football game.
Football is still around. Got to start, again, appreciating football and appreciate what we get to watch right now. And fuck it, we get to watch it stress-free now. Honestly, we should be stressing if our teams are winning. Why the fuck are you doing that? All right.
Blake, congratulations to Sean McVay on the birth of his son.
Yep.
Congratulations to the AFC West Chiefs competitors that they're eliminated from the playoffs. Congratulations to the fandom of the NFL, the contingent that are haters of the Chiefs and didn't want to see them in the playoffs anymore. It will be different this year. We'll see if that ends up being a good thing or a bad thing.
It's always next year. I should start treating football like I do NASCAR. You know what I mean? I've had one driver in 25 years win a championship. One championship. And every year, there's always hope going in, and then it's fucking disgusting at the end.
I think next year is actually a good shot for him. But we'll talk about that at a later date.
We will.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.